So, here we are. Star Trek Next Generation Weekly Recap. We've done Gambit, we've done Phantasms. Today we're doing Dark Page. I hope you will stick with me. We are on Season 7, Disc 2, Episode 259. We're headed to the end there. It's gonna be sorry to see it go. It's just. But we do start the year. Oh, wait a second. D. Louise Book Series. I'm Christina, K-R-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, no special stuff, and fancy stuff going on here. And once a week, we recap Star Trek because I'm a series person, I'm an episode person. I like to binge. So we're binging Star Trek Next Generation. So we do start the episode off with a captain's voiceover. Captain's log, stardate 472541.2. A delegation of the Karn have come aboard. The telepathic species has no concept of spoken language and is being instructed in its use by an old friend. Do we know who that old friend is? Good Lord. Poor Captain Picard. Do we feel bad for him? I don't know what they've done without me. First, I had to learn how they communicate. It's absolutely an exhausting process. It must have been, Picard says. Quite different from Beta Z telepathy. We transmit words with a car and its images, a flood of them all at the same time. It's overwhelming. I can imagine. Actually, it's a very efficient way of communicating. If two Khan were having this conversation, it would have been over minutes ago. Really, Picard says. Actually, it's a very efficient way of communicating. Of course, they realize that they want to communicate verbally if they want to join the Federation. Do me a favor, introduce yourself to one of them. Engage them in conversation. They need to practice. I'll be happy to. He is so suffering. Then Geordi is having a conversation, and she's asking him about his visor, and he tells her he uses it to see. And she says, like my vocal enhancer, it helps me make sounds. And then Lwaxana comes over and says, I see you've already met my star pupil. Hendrill's picked up spoken language faster than the others. It is often the case that children learn languages more easily than adults, data says. Lwaxana says, Deanna was quite good at languages when she was little. Where is Deanna? Well, she must be here somewhere. And then she goes on to have a talk with the kid. Oh, when Lwaxana is talking to Data and Geordi, she's mentioning she's having headaches, so they're a little concerned about her. Then she goes over to talk with Riker and Worf, and Worf says he's doesn't care for telepaths, and Lwaxana tells him that they don't read minds; they just communicate that way. So then Troi finally comes in, and she wants Lwaxana wants her to meet the Marquise. So then she introduces Lwaxana, Troi to the Marquise, and she takes the kid off for private conversation. And then he broaches the never-ending topic that Lwaxana is always trying to talk to Troi about. He tells her he's looking for a wife, and he also tells her that her mother told him that she's looking for a husband. Go, Mom. So then Troi and Lwaxana are having a conversation in the corridor, and Lwaxana gets a little mushy, telling Troi how precious she is to her and that kind of stuff. So Troy's beginning to think something's going on with her mother. So then Troi goes back to see the Marquise, and they try to address the issue of marriage at Aquatis. So then Troi reports back to Riker. I was all set for another round of angering when she just fell apart. She's under a lot of stress. She's preparing the Karn to meet with the Federation Council. It's more than that. I'm sensing very erratic emotions from her. Even the clothes she's wearing are unusual. They're so subdued. Maybe you just need to sit and talk with her. And Lwaxana comes in. Take
I'm
your
not quite
hands.
sure how to help you with that.
Oh, good God. So Lwaxana comes in and says, "Take your hands off my daughter. If it wasn't for you, she'd be married by now." And we want these two together. We want these two married. But the writers of this series have been keeping them apart forever. We have to wait for the movies for them to get married. Really pain in the butt that the writers do this. I hate this. This has been a huge pet peeve the whole series. So then Troi takes her mother to the doctor. "I don't know what got into me. Please tell Will how sorry I am. You're fine, but your some kind of level is low." My what? Your neurotransmitter involved in telepathy. It's been depleted by your work with the Karn. You're going to have to avoid telepathic communication for a while. I can't. Why? We only have 3 days left and the Karn have so much to learn. Lwaxana, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to take some time and rest. Maybe I can help the Karn. No, you're only half betazoid, dear, and you have no experience with their form of telepathy. Then I won't use telepathy. I'll work verbally. I suppose we could do that. If they don't understand something, we can explain it to them telepathically. No, you'll work verbally. The point is for you to get some rest, Mother. She's a little overworked. So then Troi is trying to work with them on communication. Lwaxana faints.
I'm not quite sure how to help you.
Lwaxana's brain has shut down. She's overworked. And I won't know if you heard Miss Alexa talk over there. We'll have to see if when I play back the video. Sometimes the video doesn't play external sounds. So they've got her in the doctor's offices. They're examining her, going over her. She needs to rest. So then he was what were you doing in sick bay? Trying to help Lwaxana. How? What were you trying to do? She was you, Deanna, maybe yes. You must. How can I explain? Tell me death telepathically. Marquis believes my mother's psyche has collapsed in on itself, that for some reason she has retreated to her metaconscious mind. Was he trying to contact her telepathically? Yes. He was able to access images generated by her metaconscious, but he couldn't make any sense of them. I don't understand. He saw faces he didn't recognize, events couldn't interpret. If we could decipher these images, we might be able to determine whether or not your mother's condition was induced by a traumatic event. I'm still looking for the doctor. She must be on this side of the room. Um. Oh, yeah. She's got to be on the other side of the room. So they talk about trying to work with the people trying to get her better. Okay, so then later on, they're in the doctor's office with Dr. Crusher. And they're trying to talk about how to treat her mother. So then Troi tries to talk with her mother. And he goes back into sick bay. I don't like what he's doing. I think maybe he may be the reason Lwaxana's unconscious. So he's taken the images from Lwaxana's brain and he's going to put them in Troi's brain. And then she sees herself walking down the corridor, and then she sees a white dog walking down the corridor. And she does a little walking and exploring in the rooms. And then Picard comes in, and she doesn't know if he's in sickbay or if he's part of her dream. And they talk about her mother. They talk about her mother's journal, and then after their conversation, she sees the dog again. Then she sees her father. He's apologizing for going away when she was little. Well, this is out of left field, isn't it? So then she sees the kid and she sees her mother. I'm still not sure what's going on here. She wakes up from the vision. She was summoning all of her defenses to keep her away. She was protecting her. That's what the wolf was. So then we're in the observation lodge. I asked your father to bring you here because I wanted to talk to you about something. You know that Lwaxana is sick, don't you? Yes, it's my fault. No, not at all, but I believe that she's been thinking about you. Do you know why? I make her sad. Why do you make her sad? Because it's true. Do you have any idea why Hendra would make my mother sad? No. Well, thank you for coming. I'll see you later. Counsel, I hope your mother gets better. Thank you. I just don't know how she fits into all this. And she's talking to Dr. Crusher. I should go forward a little. So they're starting to believe that her mother is has a memory that she's trying to forget, that she's trying to protect Diana from some kind of memory. Um, Perhaps we are being too literal. I recently learned in my study of dream analysis that people who appear in a dream can sometimes represent different aspects of a person who is dreaming. That's right, a child might represent vulnerability. Hendra might depict some fragile part of my mother, a part that she's protecting. You said that everything you encountered when you were in her mind was a barrier of some kind or another. Yes, you, the wolf, my father, it was though she was summoning all her defenses to keep me away. But keep me away from what? What is she protecting me from? So then Troi is going through her father's belongings, and the captain comes in. I've just come from sickbay. Doctor crushed me that your mother's condition is worsening. Her neural foundations are getting weaker. Have you had any luck here? No, nothing. I've gone through all her belongings, read from her journal from the last 5 years. Other than the fact that I'm not married yet, nothing seems to have happened to her. And then she shows him the picture of her father that she found in the suitcase. Yes, he had a kind face. I remember when he died, my mother had to go through all his things and pack them away. I was 7. I remember thinking how mad he'd be when he came home and saw what she'd done. I didn't understand he wasn't coming back. Deanna, your mother still might come out of this. If we can't figure out what's wrong with her, Captain, I don't think she will. But I don't know what else to do. I've talked with Mr. Hahn, who has known her for years. I've checked her medical records. I've made inquiries to the government on Beta Z. I've contacted her closest friends. It's though some psychic trauma that's just no evidence of. You said you reviewed her journals for the past 5 years. Maybe we should go back further. That's a lot to review. My mother kept a journal since before she was married. And they start going through the journals and they discover that there is a 7-year gap in the journals. And if I'm not mistaken, the journals end a few months after your birth. My mother was so diligent about journal. Why would she have stopped making entries for so long? She didn't. The files were deleted by your mother almost 30 years ago. I don't understand any of this, Captain. I have to go back into my mother's mind. It's the only way I'm going to find answers. So they're going to work on putting Troi back into her mother's brain. And she goes in and she tries to talk to her mother. So she goes into her mother's dream and she sees the little girl again and the dog. And she says, Hendril, be careful. And she says, who is Hendril? And then her and the dog walk off, and they walk off to the end of the corridor into outer space. There's just nothing there. And that's where Deanna follows them to. So then that's the black hole that she follows them to. So then she jumps through the black hole, and this is where she ends up in the arboretum. And she's calling to her mother, "Go away. No, I want to help you. Why did you delete parts of your journal? Did something happen you don't want me to know about? Leave me alone." "Who is Hendra, mother? Why is she here?" "Is Hendra me when I was a little girl?" "Oh no, I'd never let anything happen to you, never." "Did you let something happen to someone? Was there someone at Elnar?" "You were just a baby. Tell me. Whatever it is, we can face it together." "I can't," she says. She finally sees her mother. And the dream starts coming together. "Help me, Papa, help me. Please don't make me go through this again. Hold on to him, Ian. Don't let him run off." "I won't, Mommy. We can go play by the water." "Kendra, no. Stay with us. Please." "Oh, Kestra, you've made the baby cry." "Kestra, don't cry, Deanna. Don't cry. Mommy's here." "Mommy's, please." "No, Kestra. I'm going to eat in a few minutes." "What's wrong, little one? What's wrong? Tell Mommy what's wrong." "Ian, she's teething." "Now, where's her ring?" "Oh no, don't make me go through this again," Lwaxana says. "Mother, what happened?" "I don't remember. You've got to. You're holding it back. It's killing you." "The dog got away. She ran after him. We didn't notice." And she died. The little girl died because she was following the dog. So Lizana, look, Troi has a sister. So that was her sister. And the two of them look at the picture of the family with the two girls. And that's how our episode ends. So that is the end of Dark Page. Having had a child die, I I I have to get I can't handle this episode. It's too much for me. So we will move on. Oh, I did want to show. Way to go. We'll talk about it next week, I guess. We did have an invasion from the other side. Unlike other young Jedi sidelined to agricultural corps, those whose abilities have not proved to snuff, Lorenzo Trace possesses one extraordinary for his talent, a gift with plants, but suddenly acquired experience among greenhouse and garden specimens is violently destroyed by the arrival of the enemy, Dark Scarberus. Well, that's it. We still got Attached to come next week. If you haven't watched the other ones, please go back and watch those. And thank you for tuning in. I so appreciate it.